The 5 biggest virtual reality trends in 2022. Imagine an alternate digital world. A world that is in 3D and immerses you the moment you enter it. The digital world where you move from place to place unbounded by the laws of physics or by any boundaries of the nations. That's what Metaverse promises us. 2021, the year when Metaverse was born and introduced to mankind, and now it's 2022. And this will probably be the year when we will witness the Metaverse expanding its wings and taking itself to the next level. Hey everyone, welcome to the Tech United. Here you can explore the latest developments in the world of technology. Subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to continue getting quality content about Elon Musk and technology. Today we're counting down the list of top 5 virtual reality trends for 2022. Remember back in 2016 when Pokemon Go captured our collective imagination? Since then, people have been anticipating the convergence of the physical and virtual worlds. Nonetheless, despite some promising augmented and virtual reality technologies emerging over the last 5 years, these technologies are still in search of a mass-market consumer audience. But all of that started to change this year, and there were some positive strides made by major players of the internet industry, one of the most popular ones of our time. You guessed it right, guys. Meta, that was earlier known as Facebook, owned by one and only Mark Zuckerberg, has already shown a major signal of its entry into the wonderful playland where virtual beings can roam around freely. Don't you think it was quite evident with the recent change in the name of the company from Facebook to Meta? Another important trend that further cemented the acceptance of Metaverse is the rise in the number of VR headsets sold in 2021. Oculus Quest 2 topped the charts by selling more than 4 million units in 2021. And all of this is at a time when the industrial use of AR is still evolving. In 2021, consumer VR headsets started to sell in volume, led by the Oculus Quest 2, which sold more than 4 million units last year. At the same time, industrial uses of AR continue to evolve. These trends are expected to accelerate in the coming year, thanks in part to huge investments from tech giants such as Apple and the ongoing demand for remote work solutions. Also, we cannot undermine the spread of enabling technologies such as high-speed 5G wireless networks that will make the foundations for smooth functioning of the metaverse. Now, let us start by looking into the most promising trends that are involved, and what we can expect from them in this coming year, and how they rethink our lifestyles in 2022. Number 1. VR glasses are getting smaller, more mobile and more powerful. We're pretty used to big, huge and bulky, that's what she said, virtual reality headsets. But from the products showcased at CES 2021, we learned this end really soon, and we could see VR headsets shrinking down in future. The powerful processing hardware required to generate the graphics is usually contained within the headset. However, hardware devices have begun to trend toward being untethered. Let me explain with an example. Facebook's Oculus headset, which previously required a powerful PC to be connected to, became available this year as the self-contained Oculus Quest version. Apple's upcoming 8K combined VR/AR glasses, which will not be tethered to a computer or phone, are simply the most anticipated breakthrough in this segment. The consumer electronics giant has high hopes for that. Like the iPhone, it will be the one to bring VR into the mainstream with a high-end but affordable device. Apart from these two, Amazon, Google, Magic Leap, and Microsoft have all laid the groundwork for creating computers that we wear on our faces. The race is now on. We just need to wait and witness who will be the first to get there and then sell them to consumers at affordable prices so that it can become must-have items for the consumers. Although we are still years away from seeing this, the apps, smart voice assistants, and software are already in place. When these companies are able to make computers small enough, we may not need to carry phones everywhere because our glasses will be able to do almost everything. Number 2. 5G opens up new possibilities for VR. You've no doubt noticed that 5G has been hijacking the headlines lately, with the rollout of the 5th generation technology standard for cellular networks. It has been fraught with controversy, whether it's the troubled business deal between the UK government and tech supplier Huawei, or the insane conspiracy theories from transmitting the coronavirus to the death of the birds. However, we're going to take a more optimistic look at things and discover how 5G will transform the exciting world of AR and VR. To start with, there's the most obvious difference. More bandwidth will be available and data transmission will be a lot faster. VR and AR services, particularly the VR applications that rely on building and maintaining the entire virtual world, are very demanding in terms of bandwidth and latency. And with 5G as standard, AR and VR experiences will be conveyed to users with frictionless speed, providing an immersive and instantaneous experience, in a world where the concept of downloading has been forever replaced by real-time streaming. So how much faster than 4G are we talking? Well, estimates claim that 5G offers a 10 times increase in throughput times, increase in traffic capacity with faster and more uniform data rates, lower latency and lower cost per bit. This will certainly speed up the VR and AR revolution overnight. The next trend on our list is business use of VR. What if you could do a virtual tour of a hotel room before deciding to stay there? Or if you could check out the placement of your furniture without having to actually move it? I bet that sounds really convenient, doesn't it? Well, you can actually do a lot of these things. Already, that's all thanks to virtual and augmented reality. One common application nowadays is retailers letting people see how products would look in their homes. It's kinda like seeing holograms, but only through a camera. One of the most obvious uses for AR is in the retail and shopping industry, and this solves a major problem. One of the main reasons why products are returned is because they're not what the customer expected. You've probably been in such a situation yourself, right? You buy some clothes, but they don't fit quite right. Or you buy some furniture that's just too big for the space you want to put it in properly. With AR, you can visualize how clothes would fit you before buying them, or how much space the furniture would take up in a room. Mixed reality, MR, in business meetings is another great use of this technology. With our increasingly remote-focused work environments, meetings on Zoom and other communication apps are more common than ever. But with MR, you could have a virtual meeting room that imitates a normal office and where people interact both physically and virtually. Microsoft is already working on this idea through their holoportation project. Through their HoloLens, users can participate in remote meetings through the use of a 3D motion capture system. However, this won't make the meeting any less boring. VR in the military is another aspect, and both the UK and the US have adopted VR for training simulations because it allows them to simulate a wide range of scenarios that they would normally have trouble replicating. They use it for fight simulations, battles, and even medic training, among other things. It's been used to train military personnel in softer skills too, like communicating with civilians in other countries or the international military. Next, we have VR in healthcare. The potential applications of virtual reality in healthcare are obvious, and by 2021, many of these use cases will have progressed from trials and pilots to mainstream use. Virtual reality has already been used in therapy to treat patients suffering from phobias and anxiety disorders. When used in combination with biosensors that track physiological responses, such as heart rate and perspiration, therapists can gain a better understanding of how patients react to stressful situations in a safe, virtual environment. VR is also being used to help people with autism, helping in developing social and communication skills, as well as to track patients' eye movements in order to diagnose patients with visual or cognitive impairments. VR for medical training is one of the most popular VR implementations from sports to the military, but especially in the medical field. Even for a student, training for surgeries and similar high-stakes procedures can be nerve-wracking. But using VR to provide a more lifelike situation, free of consequences, will allow them to practice their skills more effectively. And finally, VR in education sector. In 2022, educational VR experiences will certainly become more common. Because of the interactive nature of VR, students can learn in interesting ways. Students can already travel through time to visit the ancient Romans and through space to experience life on other planets. However, as technology moves out of the niche and into everyday education, we can expect to see growth that goes beyond simply providing experiences to solving problems with today's educational systems. New possibilities are being explored, such as the ability for students to receive lessons remotely in virtual reality classrooms. As a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, many people are being forced to work remotely, and the concept of how organizations collaborate is rapidly evolving. The virtual reality market is expected to grow as a result of this. Employees will now collaborate using video conferencing platforms such as Zoom and Teams. However, there is another, potentially undiscovered path for individuals to collaborate, whether they are only a few steps or thousands of miles apart, learning and collaborating through virtual reality. Well, this brings us to the end of the video today. But what do you guys think about these trends? And if you have any suggestions of technologies you believe have great potential, then please be free to leave a comment down below. Consider giving it a like if you want to appreciate our efforts. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss another update from the channel. We'll see you in another video. Until then, peace!